Hey guys, let's talk about Wonder Woman. July's been quite a month for Wonder Woman fans. The extended cut of Batman v Superman was released on Blu-ray and DVD. I actually did an unboxing video of the Target Special Edition packaging if you want to check it out. I'll drop a link for that in the notes below. But also, Comic-Con finally brought us a trailer for Wonder Woman's standalone movie, which looks fantastic. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. If the trailer's anything to go by, it looks to me like the best of the DC movies so far under this new DC Universe banner, the one that began with Man of Steel. Depending on who you are, though, that may not be saying much, but I personally did enjoy both Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, so I'm really excited to see this new Wonder Woman movie. Warner Brothers also presented some footage at Comic-Con of the upcoming Justice League movie, which I wasn't quite as impressed with, but the footage is still pretty early, and what was released wasn't necessarily supposed to be considered a trailer, I don't think. At least that's how I understand it. Anyway, that brings us to the controversies. So let's start at heatstreet.com. I think I'm saying the name of that right. Yeah, it's an alternative news site which I believe can be considered to have a libertarian bent, and they've uncovered some emerging criticism of Gal Gadot, I think Gadot's the right way to say it, the actress portraying Wonder Woman in these films. The tweets and messages that they found accuse her of being a racist and a Zionist due to the fact that Gal Gadot is an Israeli who once served in the Israeli military. What the hell is a walk Wonder Woman anyway? So anyway, okay, I think that's supposed to read woman of color. I think that's what it is. Jesus Christ. You do realize that Wonder Woman has a Greek origin, right? I'm hiding these people's usernames so that you won't contact them online and give them grief. Please don't do that. They are here to illustrate the points, but leave them alone. The thing is, to their points, all Israelis are required to serve in the Israeli military. It's not a choice like it is here in the US or other Western countries. It doesn't make her a Zionist. It sure as hell doesn't make her a racist. The most offensive thing I've ever found that she said is from this 2014 Facebook post where she mentions all the bad things that Hamas does in Israel. The United States does consider Hamas to be a terrorist organization, so I don't see why that's such a controversial position. And besides, look at her. Even if Gal Gadot was a Zionist, she could occupy my Holy Land anytime she wants. The most interesting Wonder Woman story, to me anyway, comes from the comics. For those who don't know, DC Comics recently relaunched their books under the DC Rebirth label. As part of this, an artist named Frank Cho was brought on to do alternate covers for the first 24 issues of the revamped Wonder Woman book. Cho is an artist well known for his talent in drawing attractive women, and he considered working on Wonder Woman to be a dream project for him. However, recently Cho announced that he was leaving the book after issue number 6 due to, let's just call them creative differences with the book's writer, Greg Rucka. According to Cho, Rucka has been unhappy with his work and has tried to censor his artwork from the beginning, and when he submitted his artwork for the 3rd issue, Rucka did successfully have the image altered. Here is the original artwork, and here is the altered final version. If you notice, the image is zoomed in to crop Wonder Woman's butt out of the picture. I know that first one was triggering. I probably should have warned you ahead of time. Don't be me. Cho maintains that he had a verbal agreement with DC Comics that his cover artwork would not be altered or censored, but apparently Greg Rucka has an agreement that he has final approval over covers, all covers, even the alternate ones, and his agreement is in writing. I can understand that DC has been trying to revamp Wonder Woman's image a bit. To be completely honest, I have a daughter, and this is a really real story. It's not a joke. My daughter, when she was about 5 or so, was starting to enjoy superhero stuff like Batman and Spider-Man. And she asked me about whether there were any girl superheroes. And as any good fanboy dad would do, I rushed down to my basement and found something to encourage this interest in superheroes. And I brought her this, which is a Wonder Woman figure from the Justice League line in the 90s. Actually, I think the line was called JLA, but anyway. I gave it to her and said, "This is Wonder Woman, and she's a girl superhero." And she looked at it for a second, and she said, "Is she going to the beach?" So I kind of get it, like I said. No matter how much I personally prefer the costume I grew up with, I can see why DC has changed it. Her costume has changed over the years, but I can see why they've changed it to be more like armor in the comics. It honestly makes a lot more sense for her to wear something like armor than tights, given her ancient Greek-inspired origin. That being said, there's not a goddamn thing wrong with this cover. Frank Cho said that Greg Rucka used the word vulgar to describe it. That's fucking ridiculous if that's even halfway true. Vulgar? Cho may have done some racy work before in his portfolio, but his Wonder Woman covers so far have all been well done and not exploitative at all. Look at this. A panty line is peeking out from under her armor. Big fucking deal. This is completely tame. Rucka, do you think that some kid is going to walk into a comic shop, see this cover, and immediately start beating off right there in the store? What do you think that kid would do if he actually went to a beach? What do you think that kid would do if he saw some of the covers of your earlier books? Are you trying now maybe to atone for the sins of having your name attached to these? I saw The Killing Joke the other day in theaters, and while I was watching I thought, damn, if someone tried to write The Killing Joke today, I don't think it could get made. Considering how many people freak out over stupid shit like innocuous covers and the propensity of companies to bend over backwards to avoid every controversy, I really think that there's no way The Killing Joke comic could be released today. It's one of the best Batman stories ever. Actually, it's one of the best standalone comics ever. It may be the most iconic Joker story ever told. And I really do think that if Alan Moore came in and pitched it to DC Comics today, DC might be too scared to make it for fear of the backlash. Back to Wonder Woman. I do think it's interesting that in the editing process to censor issue 3's artwork, Cho's signature also was cropped out. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Frank Cho is just fine with his signature being gone, since the final product isn't truly his. So, Cho is pissed at Rucka, and yeah, I would be too. Although I'd probably also be a little pissed if whoever at DC Comics told me that my artwork would not be altered when there was already a standing agreement with Rucka giving him the authority to censor my work. Still, I'm really sorry this happened, Frank. This really sucks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business with your issue 3 artwork. Ugh. Okay. Shit. Damn it! Damn it! Come on. Come on, change back. Change back. Change back. Oh, God. Oh, my balls. Oh, my balls. Oh, thank God. Oh! 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 Oh, thank you, Frank Cho. Oh, thank you, Frank Cho. Oh, thank you, Frank Cho.